Well,
do from
especially
here.
because you feel like you're doing all the right things. You're working really hard. You're probably successful, meaning your business is growing. And that's exactly what's keeping you trapped, is that your business is growing, but it's not scaling. And there's a difference between growth and scale. Growth is something that occurs, which is, it's not a bad thing, but it doesn't necessarily occur in a manner that's sustainable because you need to add people or you need to change your processes. Scaling anticipates those things. When you build a business that scales, it's a business that grows without growing your discomfort.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Micah Johnson, and today I'm joined by Clay Lehman, who's been making some serious moves in the AI industry, particularly for how it involves the real estate space. So I'm excited to dive in today. Clay, welcome in, man. Glad to have you.
What's up, Micah? Thanks so much for having me. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm glad for you to be on with us today. I think our listeners are really going to take something away from how you're approaching using AI and the experience that led you to it. Really giving folks understanding these tools are accessible and they're very useful. So let's dive in. For people who may not know you yet, what's your main focus right now and what markets do you operate in?
So I'm helping busy professionals take back their lives, take control of the chaos. We all started our businesses to create freedom, and we wake up one day and we're kind of feeling trapped. I help people escape from that, primarily in the real estate world. And I'm located in Central Florida, but I work with agents all over the country.
Man, love that. And the way you said that, that sounds like a guy who's had some experience with that particular trap feeling. So what led you to where you are today?
Absolutely. So I started my own business in 2009. And a few years in, I looked around and I said, man, this isn't what I signed up for. In fact, my son asked me one day, he goes, hey, can you tell your boss to let you have some, time off? And I said, well, actually, son, I am the boss. He goes, that's awesome. You can come home anytime you want. And I felt like, no, it's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
And then I, over the years, figured out how to change things around and create some margin for myself. And now that's what I try to share with others.
I love that, man, because it's not intuitive. And that's what we were talking a little bit about pre-recording was every entrepreneur gets into their business to create freedom. That's the ultimate thing that we're trying to create. And a few years in, you do start to realize, man, I don't feel so free. I
Right.
don't feel what I thought I was supposed to feel right here. And like you're saying, your son, hey, can you get some time off? And that was the thing you were trying to do was I want to see my
Exactly.
kids grow up. I want to be around for the games. I like to pick mine up from school, right? Like, it's like, are you building a life that actually lets you do it? And it's a
That's
sobering
right.
moment when you realize, no, no, I actually didn't. So what do I
Well,
do from
especially
here?
because you feel like you're doing all the right things. You're working really hard. You're probably successful, meaning your business is growing. And that's exactly what's keeping you trapped, is that your business is growing, but it's not scaling. And there's a difference between growth and scale. Growth is something that occurs, which is, it's not a bad thing, but it doesn't necessarily occur in a manner that's sustainable because you need to add people or you need to change your processes. Scaling anticipates those things. When you build a business that scales, it's a business that grows without growing your discomfort.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Oh, I love that definition of it because scale, that word, it's like a buzzword. It gets tossed around so often and people mean quite a few different things by it. And I think some have used it to get themselves in a little bit of trouble.
That's
They
right.
confused it for growth and
Yep,
poured gasoline on a fire that they weren't about to be able to control.
exactly.
So from your experience of working with business professionals, what's the typical thing you see them making that mistake on? Where's that first place you point them to say, "Hey, all right, welcome in. Glad you noticed. This is where we're going to start."
Typically people are reaching out to me saying, "Hey, can you help me implement AI in our business?" And I say, I absolutely can, but it's not where we're going to start, because usually AI is not their issue. Their issue is a lack of systems. That's the number one thing I see across the board is they don't have their processes documented. So they don't have their systems systemized. And there's just so much opportunity to fix things before you even start talking about implementing AI. It's usually a systems issue.
I've seen that throughout my career as well. Same kind of things. And it's one thing I like that you're talking about is you build for growth. You build for scale. You set yourself up for it to happen before it happens. Because if you get that in reverse, now you got your cart before the horse. You can't really see what it
Exactly.
is you're trying to do. You're moving things and you're pulling levers, but you're not sure like what it's doing. And you get this, okay, your bottom line goes up. Great job. Revenue's higher. So you get this odd reinforcement that you're, like you said, doing that right
That's right.
thing, but you don't even really know what you're doing. Like you're just
That's
doing
exactly
stuff.
right.
And that's kind of where in my own life and other people that I've met that build businesses, entrepreneurs, that's that no man's land you go through where you got the
Exactly.
passion, you got the drive, you got the idea, you're willing to work hard, but now you're going to plug it into something that's existed for a long time. So, based on your experience, how long you've been doing this, is it new stuff that you're seeing applied besides the AI part, living more in the process and systems, or is it time and tested true ideas?
Well, the fundamentals haven't changed. I mean, the fundamentals are the same from probably the time we were writing on papyrus. I mean, the fundamentals of business growth are the same, but we do have tools to make it easier. And this is where we might start talking about AI when I'm working with somebody. I encourage people to document their processes using a method called the camcorder method that Dan Martell wrote about in Buy Back Your Time, which effectively means just record yourself doing a process. And it's so much easier now than it's ever been because you can use a program like Loom that'll record you and record your screen. You talk to the screen while you're doing the work. Then when you're done doing the process, Loom will create a transcript. And this is where AI comes into it. We can take that transcript, drop it into Chat or Gemini or whatever, ask it to turn that transcript in a standard operating procedure. Boom, you've got your first process documented.
And you couldn't be that's so true. Loom is a program I use quite often, and if you've never heard of it out there, it's a free plugin. You can download it on Chrome, or I can see it on my screen right now, or you
Yeah,
click
me
it,
too.
you get 25 free videos. You don't even have to pay for anything out of the gate. That they do max at 5 minutes, I think, on the unpaid one, but you should be able to document it pretty quick,
Yeah.
right? Make a couple videos of it, a couple transcripts, but
Or you pay for a month and get your stuff in and move on.
right, and these aren't crazy expensive tools either. They're not things that are gonna sink you, especially when it comes to the unsexy part of business, right? It's like it's the inside. We all want it to look like the sports car on the outside, but behind that, the beautiful veneer is all the same stuff. You got to have an engine, you got to have transmit, like you got to have
Great
all these
analogy. Yeah,
things that make it go. And they're the unsexy parts. If you just saw one of those sitting on the side of the road, you wouldn't be like, wow, look at that. That's a great drive
that's
shaft.
right.
Right. Like it's just not what you would do.
That's right.
So moving on in that idea of how you're applying, so you're working with them, making sure they have the fundamentals, and then you're plugging in on AI. So tell me about that. What are some big opportunities you're seeing in 2026 for the further application of these tools in your business?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Things that are evolving the most quickly that I think can help impact business. The first one is AI voice agents. They've come so far. It's just getting to a point where when you talk to an AI agent, it's getting harder and harder to tell. Now, to be clear, I don't advocate necessarily tricking people, into thinking they're speaking to a human. But at the same time, if it says, hi, you've reached Lehman Strategic Partners, I'm an AI agent, I'm Clay, I'd love to help you today. I just think the objection to that is going to be lowered more and more throughout 2026, because when you call businesses, like I called Bank of America this morning, you know who the first person I talked to was? Their AI agent.
Right.
As more and more people do that, they'll get accustomed to do it, interacting with the big businesses using it. Smaller businesses like us can start to implement. So I think voice AI is a huge opportunity.
The one thing I love about that idea too, and watching its evolution, is one of the things we all call people and deal with AI agents and actually deal with humans too. And one thing an AI agent removes is that person having a bad day on the front
That's
end,
right.
right? Like when you know that you can guarantee the first experience is going to be pleasurable, which is one of the most important ones anyone's having with your
Absolutely.
business out of the gate. That's something I'm watching people's minds change on. Is I don't so much mind talking to AI if it can solve my problem and it treats me well, right? It's not, I don't have to worry about certain parts. And like you said, its whole goal isn't to replace a human, it's to get you to the right one, right? We
That's
just
right.
have a problem that we want solved. Get me to the right place. And that's where it's getting faster, better, it's learning,
Absolutely.
and it makes it way more powerful. So I love that. I'm excited for that too. Who do you see can benefit from that? Is that, who are you recommending in your world? What could we are real estate investor specific. What do you see the connection there?
Well, I could see that being like if you advertise for leads to buy houses, let's say you're doing a We Buy Ugly Houses or any type of place where you're advertising or to for sale by owners. You could use that as an initial screening, because I know that when investors are dialing for houses and whatnot, a lot of them are bad fits. This could be a
Mhm.
great initial screening where it says, hey, I was calling, I see you're interested in selling your house. And, you can train it. It's so easy to train these models just to qualify people. Or inbound calls. If you get a lot of inbound calls before it routes to you, you could have it qualify people. That's lead qualification would be a huge application for this process.
And you're right. It's where a lot of time waste happens. Well, not really waste because you have to sort through it anyways as
It's an
someone who's
investment of
made those
time.
calls. Right. Like and especially in most deals don't work for an investor. Like most don't because of what you're looking for, what you're trying to do. So you're sifting through so many leads that are just not fits. They're never going to do something. So having that ability on the front to one, keep your team a little bit slimmer, I guess, and then keep you doing the money making action, right? That is so
Exactly.
important in business is how many times are you actually doing the business or are you just working on it to make it do what it's supposed to do? And if you're stuck in the in between, that's a lot of money you end up losing.
Yeah, I could. So I see pairing a voice agent with a chat agent or a text agent, because That's another area where you can use your AI is to nurture your leads, not just over email, but also over SMS. It's really easy to set them up on text. And again, they're very good at natural language conversations. And then you can train them that, hey, when we get to this point, hand them over to me. And I know a number of real estate professionals that use AI chat.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
That are just sing the praises of how well it does in nurturing and handing off qualified leads.
Absolutely. I see it in the I see it in the mastermind that I'm with, where the tools where we're using it at. It can have a real conversation. It based on what we're talking about, there's a closed
Exactly.
environment it's taking place in because there's a particular conversation we're trying to have, but it's good at having it. And not again, I don't think it's so much trying to trick people. It's just it doesn't matter, right?
I
Like
think
you're
so. I mean, that's the other
right.
thing. The big thing is, especially in the state of Florida or whatever, if you're in a state where you're required to disclose voice recording, make sure that you program your voice agent, which I don't think I mentioned this, and it's not really programming, but training your voice agent is so easy anymore. You simply would tell it, hey, in your initial greeting, disclose that it's a recorded conversation. I don't know that you necessarily are under any obligation, nor do I feel like there's a reason to disclose necessarily, like to say, hey, I'm an AI agent. Although many, when you talk to I think that's the area of AI. Everything's evolving in terms of what's,
Mhm.
where's the line, which way do you go with different disclosures. But I just think in this case, you hit the nail on the head. What people care about is, am I getting my question answered? Am I getting what I need from this interaction? I read a book a while ago that talked about that people don't get angry about customer service interactions if they solve their problem. So if they
Right.
call and get a recording and that recording solves their problem, they don't care that they talk to a recording. It's when the recording doesn't solve the problem and then the next person they talk to doesn't solve the problem. And they call it channel switching. It's like the more channel switching you do. So if you can implement an AI agent that doesn't channel switch people, that answers their questions, I mean, it's a win.
Right. Right. And that's where, I mean, just watching the evolution of it, because what year did you get involved in AI? How long have you been working in this space intentionally?
I would say it was mid 23 towards the end of 23 when I really kind of dove in.
And what's the biggest change in evolution you've seen so far in all of it?
Man, that's hard to nail down. I would say that its capabilities have broadened. And, one of the items that we talked about leading into our conversation was agentic AI has been a huge evolution where it's gone from you giving it questions and it giving you answers to you giving it tasks and it giving you results. That's been a
Mm.
huge evolution.
And dig in a little bit deeper there, because so often right now, if you're not digging into AI, you kind of get stuck at the early tools, right?
Sure.
Grok, Chat GPT, you may know Claude, right? Those are the ones
Right.
that you may know
No, you're
those,
nailing it.
but there's tools out there that are beyond those. And that's where once you start digging into the world of it, you start finding things like you're talking about. Because there was one tool you were talking about beforehand for agentic. Was it Manus? Is that the correct name of it?
That's right. Manus, Manus. It's a very powerful agentic AI model. And agentic AI is, like I said, you give it a task and it gives you a result. For example, I've used it. One of my clients was starting a new business. So I went into Manus and I asked it to research the specific business, the geography within which that person was starting the business, successful marketing plans that they could mimic. And then I had it design the marketing plan. It took it a step further and even implemented a website for them. So
Wow.
it can do all of those things. Yesterday, I had it build an app for me. I had someone ask me, "Hey, do you have any custom AI tools that will test someone's aptitude with AI?" And I said, "Well, I don't have a custom tool, but I could see that as a great app." So I
Right.
went into Manus, I described what I wanted from the application, and within, I'd say 5 to 10 minutes, it had produced a fully functional web-based app where people could log in, take their assessment, results were emailed to them, results were emailed to the person that signed them up for the testing. And it literally took me 10 minutes to design the app, and I didn't do anything. I told it what I wanted and it built the app for me. So that's agentic AI.
And that's powerful because those processes used to take months, right? It was a long, tedious thing. Usually you went through multiple developers because they just didn't
It's
understand what it
lots of
was you
back and
wanted.
forth. Yep.
Exactly. And then they would put in, this is the common complaint I heard the most. They'd put their own twist. They'd think of something like, oh, this would be another great thing to add that you didn't ask for. And now you're just like, what?
No, no. Yeah.
What?
It's not to mention the cost. So,
Right.
what I did yesterday with Manus, it's a credit based app, but I use 200 credits. You get 300 free credits a day, even on the free account. So it basically built that thing for me effectively for free. So it's a great tool.
Yeah, it is. So if you're out there listening to this, dig a few layers deeper. Do you recommend any how to search for better products? That's something I always like to try to figure out because I'm not that good at searching for things. I'm like, okay, how do I go find this? What would I type here? So if someone wanted to
Yeah.
dig deeper, what would you recommend?
Well, I would say there's some great Facebook communities out there. I'm a member of one called AI Prompts for Entrepreneurs. That was one of the early areas that I started my journey. I have my own Facebook group called Unstuck AI, where we talk a lot about tools. But the thing I'd encourage people to do is don't get shiny object syndrome and go chasing everything. Master wherever you're at first. So if you're just starting in ChatGPT or Gemini, spend more time there. Keep your ears and eyes open to what people might be talking about, but at the same time, don't chase every shiny object. And I'm, as much as I'm pointing a finger at others, I'm pointing a finger at myself, and just as a reminder, because it's so tempting, especially these days as things evolve so quickly and everybody's, oh, I do this with AI and I do that with AI. And it's like, just
I
master
want to
where
do
you're at.
that.
But exactly. But if you're curious, there are some great groups on Facebook where you can learn more about AI.
And you do some other education, don't you? Where
Yes, sir.
tell us a little bit about that. Where if they want to move back, so you got a Facebook group. Well, what's another way for people to be able to reach out to you and find you to learn more about this?
So I have a school community called the Real Estate AI Playbook, where we've got a library of custom AI tools. For example, we have one that helps people value properties. I use it myself. I'm a real estate investor. I own some rental properties. I own a commercial rental property. And that was the one the other day where I didn't have a clue really how to price my rental, my space, my office space. And so I dropped it into this custom tool we've built, and it helped me walk through that process. We also have a library of 1 to 5 minute quick win AI videos, and they're designed to help people go from just getting started to learning a little bit more, to understanding, to moderate mastery, to hopefully eventually feeling like they're AI masters. All of this is structured around helping people take control of whatever the chaos is in their business. So whether that's real estate investor, we have great resources on how to manage your properties, manage information about your properties. There's some tools that I use for that we talk about in there. We have a lot of great tools in there, and it's an evolving, living community of like-minded people trying to grow their businesses.
Love that. And what's the name of it?
It's the Real Estate AI Playbook on
Real
School.
Estate AI Playbook. I thought I heard you say it, but I wanted to make sure I heard it the right way.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And it's one thing I really appreciate that you're talking about, especially with that community, is education. And this is a part where entrepreneurs, we love to skip this part. There's an acronym we use in a group that I'm in where we call it CASE, where it's collect data, analyze your data, strategize, and then execute. And entrepreneurs love, me included, strategy and execution. We love that part. That's our favorite
Right, right.
part.
That
But
other
the
part,
main
man.
art is the collecting and analyzing because it tells you what to strategize and execute. And it's something I've had to really pay attention to in my business and my own personal life is just,
Agreed.
hey, don't choose so fast. You're not collecting enough data. You're not analyzing it enough. And one thing I learned about it is it'll eventually become obvious the part I got to strategize and execute on if I take long enough to keep educating myself. And that's what I would encourage if you're listening. Educate yourself on these things. Don't feel like you have to know it all today because I know we're all in a hurry. The best time to have something done's yesterday. I get it.
Right.
But take the time because real estate specifically, this is long-term thinking. You are thinking long game. You get rich slow in this world. So take the time to learn the tools and use them to your advantage. Clay, man, I really appreciate your time, man, your story, your
Oh,
perspective
this has
today. I
been
love the
great.
way
I
you're approaching
appreciate
it.
you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So if you're listening today, please make sure you check the show notes. We'll have Clay's Facebook group there, his school community link there. So you can reach out to him, touch base, and start putting the fundamentals together in your business that lead to these other tools being able to now scale in the proper way. So thanks for watching. Please like today's episode, share it with someone else that you think would get value out of it. And don't forget to subscribe. We got more conversations coming up with operators just like Clay, who are out there making a difference, building a real business for themselves and helping others do it too. So again, Clay, thanks for joining us. We'll see y'all in the next episode.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.